R7, buddy, that was great. No, it wasn't too much at all. You did a fantastic job. Oh, of course the fans are gonna love you. Thank you, R7. Everyone give R7 a big round of applause, will ya? He was so excited to be able to intro this week's video. So if you remember last year's installment of my complete Blu-ray collection, you'll know we did things a bit differently. In past years, I've taken all my movies off of my various shelves, put them all down here on this floor, and gone through them individually. I'm not going to do that this year. I didn't do it last year, and I'm not doing it again this year. I just really liked how this came out. For one, it was way easier to shoot last year, and plus you kind of get a tour of my various areas around like my room and my house and stuff. I think that this style is much more interactive, I guess. And again, I cannot stress how much easier this is for me to shoot. It is so much time to take all these movies off of these shelves, throw them onto the floor in these giant stacks, and then take like a week putting them back to where they're all supposed to go. So starting off here, just like last year, we're starting off at the movie stack, as I called it. This has been a thing since I moved into this room, actually, and started collecting Blu-rays. Like I've had a stack here of just newer releases for as long as I can remember. And this shelf has changed dramatically since last year. We now have a full display of Imperial troops from Star Wars The Black Series, including the creator himself, George Lucas, there. I really like how this shelf came out, actually. Grand Inquisitor and another Vader are down there for right now. I need to dust this shelf. It's really bad right now. I probably should have dusted before this video. I apologize for that. And there's Grief Karga there. Move him out of the way. You'll see the first 3 pops I ever purchased. Iron Man, Mark 43, Ultron, and Wolverine. And we're just gonna move Deadpool out of the way there. And we're gonna go ahead and jump into the stack. So these are newer films. Well, not really newer films. New films to the collection, I guess. We have The Bank Job, starring Jason Statham. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, or Valance, I don't really know how to pronounce that. National Treasure 2, The Case for Christ, Train to Busan, Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, Layer Cake, Deep Blue Sea, Mortal Kombat! So much better than that remake. The Nice Guys, I Am Legend, The Covenant, The A-Team, Thank You for Your Service, Jackie. I'll show you all those here in just a minute. They don't have any artwork on them. And here are those Blu-rays right now. You can see it's The Hobbit, my fan edit. These came courtesy of Odin's Movie Blog, or OMB Reviews now. This isn't his fan cut. This is somebody else's. And it takes the 3 Hobbit films and I believe cuts them down to either 2 films or 1 film. It comes on 2 discs, so I assume it's 2 films. I haven't watched it yet. I won it in one of his giveaways over on his Patreon, so that's cool to have. Those Hobbit movies were not very good, so the only way I'll ever rewatch them is in a shorter fan cut. American Sniper, Fall, the first National Treasure. I should probably put that one with the sequel, shouldn't I? The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And then down there is my HD DVD stack. I guess I can show you that too. Let me clear these guys off. There we go. Now you can see. And oh man, look at all that dust. That I really should have dusted before I started shooting this video. Can't turn back now. The Bourne Identity, The Italian Job, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, The Departed, Black Rain, Red Dragon, and 300. 300 is still sealed. So the shelf that is directly below this top part of the shelf here is where my Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff lives. The shelf has changed a little bit from last time. We've added some new movies to it, and we've changed what's on top. It used to be science fiction stuff up there. Now it's like Criterion's, Kino, Arrow, Video, boutique stuff. And when I run out of space in these two stacks, that stack is going somewhere else. For starters, we have the Iron Man 4K Steelbook from Best Buy, the Incredible Hulk that has the really cool lenticular slipcover on it. It's also really cool because if you look at the case, it's green. You guys know how much I love when Blu-ray and DVD cases have a different color for their case. Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, the First Avenger Steelbook, Avengers Steelbook, Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, Captain America, the Winter Soldier Steelbook, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, Civil War, Doctor Strange, and Guardians 2 is actually interesting because it has the Blu-ray slipcover, but inside it's actually the 4K. I got the 4K off of Disney Movie Insiders, and I had the Blu-ray, but I got rid of it. I kept the slipcover though. Spider-Man Homecoming, the Thor Ragnarok Steelbook that I picked up from Game Exchange that only had the Blu-ray inside of it, and I bought a 4K off of eBay to complete it. Black Panther Steelbook was actually my first 4K purchase I ever made. Avengers Infinity War, 4K Steelbook, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, and Spider-Man Far From Home, all of those on Steelbook, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home. Unfortunately, it has the not great cover. I wanted the Walmart cover, but I couldn't find it. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, one of the last Target exclusives that I have purchased here in the last few years. Great movie. Thor Love and Thunder, I bought that steelbook because I don't know, I like how it looks. And then you got Natalie Portman there on the back. I didn't love the movie, but I like the steelbook. Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Then we've got the X-Men 4K 3-movie set, X-Men Origins Wolverine. This Wolverine set, which is really awesome, it's got the 3D Blu-ray, a regular Blu-ray, an extended cut Blu-ray, and a DVD and all that cool stuff. And the Blu-ray case is black. Go back in there. X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past, the Rogue Cut, X-Men Apocalypse, and then the 2 Deadpool films. First one on Blu-ray, second one on 4K. And then up here, we have X-Men Dark Phoenix, blech, Once Upon a Deadpool, and Logan. That really awesome, I think it was a Walmart exclusive variant that had the character cards in it that I picked up off of eBay. Let's look over here at these Criterions. We got 12 Angry Men, 1984, For All Mankind, The Last Temptation of Christ, Election, Dressed to Kill, and A Hard Day's Night. And then over here in the second stack of Criterions, Foreign Correspondent, Double Indemnity, The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, I don't really know how to pronounce that, Losing It, which is a very odd movie, starring Tom Cruise, actually. It was one of his first film roles before Top Gun and stuff. Tom Cruise and a group of his friends go over to Tijuana to try to lose their virginity. I'm not kidding, that's the plot of this movie. It's weird. But Kino Lorber put that out. And then True Romance, this awesome hardbox variant of True Romance that I found at a half-price books for $20. These hardbox variants from Arrow go for like $50, brand new. It's only the Blu-ray. I don't know if True Romance got a 4K or not, but I love it. I love it so much. I haven't watched the movie yet, but I love the packaging. So if the packaging is any indication, I'll love the movie. Also, I think it was co-written by Quentin Tarantino, so there's that shelf. And the shelf that was directly below the Marvel stuff is comedies. I try to keep a consistent theme with all of my shelves, except when we get to the one that's below this. That one's really kind of a catch-all, but I tried. So, comedies. Let's go for it here. We got the first two Ghostbusters films, The Fanatic, Why Him, Jumanji, and then the two sequels, Welcome to the Jungle and The Next Level, Super Troopers, Impractical Jokers the movie, Hitman's Bodyguard and the sequel Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, Daddy's Home 1 and 2, The Campaign, Neighbors 1 and 2, Anchorman, The Happy Time Murders, Beverly Hills Cop, Good Boys, we got Tag, Men in Black 3, Airplane, oh, what is that? That's Dumb and Dumber and The Mask, Ticket to Paradise, Horrible Bosses, The Breakfast Club, Two Guns, The Big Lebowski, Bridesmaids, Talladega Nights, all four Lethal Weapon films, The Upside, Central Intelligence, Wedding Crashers, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Parental Guidance, Night School, Game Night, the Blood and Ice Cream Trilogy, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End, Clerks, Mallrats, and the Mel Brooks collection, which I'll pull out and show you what movies are included here. It's 9 movies in this collection. 12 Chairs, Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, Silent Movie, High Anxiety, History of the World Part 1, To Be or Not To Be, Spaceballs, and Robin Hood Men in Tights. So pretty much all of Mel Brooks' biggest hits are in this box set here. Okay, there we go, that's better. Last Action Hero, The War with Grandpa, not The War for Grandpa. Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping. You gotta have this. I mean, come on. If you're a movie collector, I mean, you have to have the all-time classic, Paul Blart Mall Cop. Oh, man. Ted 1 and 2, the Rush Hour trilogy. I don't know if Fast Times at Ridgemont High is technically a comedy, but I just picked it up, and this is where it wound up. Got it at Goodwill for 99 cents, and it came with this awesome slipcover. The Bill and Ted films, all 3 of those. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, We're the Millers, The Hangover, individual copy of Spaceballs that I picked up before I bought the Mel Brooks collection, but it's got this really awesome slipcover to it, so I doubt I'll ever get rid of it. Over the Top, of course that's a comedy, Action Point, and 21 and 22 Jump Street. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the comedies. So remember how I said that the shelf below the comedies was kind of a catch-all? Yeah, it's kind of like drama, sport, Quentin Tarantino, new stuff. I mean, it's literally a catch-all shelf. Like, I don't have any rhyme or reason for why these movies are on this shelf. This is just where they wound up. Starting from this side, for some odd reason, we have Unforgiven, Fistful of Dollars and For a Few Dollars More, Jackie Chan Collection Volume 1 from Shout Select. Or no, that's a Shout Factory release, not Shout Select, but I got that at Game Exchange for $8. That set, brand new, sells for $60. I have no idea how that wound up at Game Exchange and how they made that big of a oopsie. But that's it. That comes with, I think, 7 Jackie Chan films. Then we got Jackie Chan's First Strike, My Fair Lady, The Maltese Falcon, Casablanca, Braveheart, Last Samurai, Megan Levy, Elvis, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, Last Night in Soho, Dog, The Way Back, Cool Hand Luke, Plane, Angel Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, Olympus Has Fallen. Then we got all of Quentin Tarantino's filmography here. Got Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, a Canadian copy of Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Kill Bill 1 and 2. I finally have Death Proof. Finally, I found that at Half Price Books a while back. I've been looking for this forever to finally complete Quentin Tarantino's directorial filmography. Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained, Hateful Eight, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Christopher Nolan's filmography, Tenet, Inception, Prestige, Interstellar, and Dunkirk. I still need to get Insomnia and Memento. And then when Oppenheimer comes out, of course, I'll be picking that up. Some Marty Scorsese films, Raging Bull, The Departed, Goodfellas, and The Aviator, all in a 3-pack, and The Wolf of Wall Street. And then Raging Bull kind of ties into this little boxing corner. Boxing's kind of like my guilty pleasure type of genre. I really get into boxing films. I don't know why. Rocky Ultimate Collection over there, and then the first Rocky film with this cool slipcover that I probably will not get rid of, but I don't need. I got Creed on Blu-ray, Creed 2 on 4K. I have not picked up Creed 3 yet. I need to. And then The Fighter, or The Fighter. Now we move on to the stacks up here. We got Ocean's 11, Collateral, which I still need to upgrade to 4K, and then the 4 Hunger Games films. Fury, that one's new. Star is Born, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Untouchables, The Magnificent Seven, 21 Bridges, and then there's Gone Girl down there. In this stack over here, we got Pirates of the Caribbean 1 through 3, RoboCop, the remake of RoboCop, and then Transformers 1 through 3. I will never buy 4 and 5. Those movies are awful. And then Bumblebee. I have Pirates of the Caribbean 4 and 5. I don't know where they are. They're in here somewhere. But that's a bottom shelf, and that wraps up this first ever movie shelf. This was my first shelf that I ever put Blu-rays on. It has kind of a special place in my heart. It was the OG movie shelf, and it's still holding strong today. And now we move on to the Cube, or this Cube White Shelf, as I call it, with my completed Lego Millennium Falcon, with a really terrible knockoff of an SH Figuarts Luke Skywalker in front of it. I bought it on AliExpress because it was cheap, and I think I've got about $12 worth of fun out of it. That is really out of focus. There we go. But yeah, Lego Millennium Falcon. It's beautiful. So, here is the Cube, brand new for last year. We've got the complete series of Arrow there, all on Blu-ray. The Bible miniseries, all of Better Call Saul, because now we have Season 6 here on Blu-ray. And then all of Breaking Bad. 2 of the greatest shows of all time right there. Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. So, that's the Cube. We got some DVDs back there, but it's not a DVD collection tour, but hey, you can see there's all of Seinfeld. I'm not a fake fan. Love Seinfeld. Now this shelf is new. This is where the old, I called it the little brother of the original movie shelf was. This shelf came from my aunt's old condo. She recently just moved out of her old condo, and she said, "You want the shelf? You can have it." So now I've got this larger brown shelf here that has another little area to keep movies on. So now I've got 3 spaces to keep films on. So let's go ahead and jump into that here. Something that hasn't changed from last year, though, is this top portion of this shelf is still all Star Wars media, although there are some new additions to this shelf. So here we have the prequels, episodes 1, 2, and 3, Clone Wars movie, seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 of the Clone Wars. Season 5 is a UK copy of the Blu-ray there, because I don't know why, but American copies of that Blu-ray go for obscene amounts of money over on eBay, and the UK copy was cheaper. Now this is interesting. This is not an official release. Technically it's a bootleg, but it's a really nice bootleg. I got this off of a site called Sloppy Second Sales. I follow them on Instagram, and they did a special run of this, and it looks great. They basically just copy everything off of the streaming service, paste it onto a disc, and boom, you have it physically. Same thing over here with The Bad Batch. I've got seasons 1 and season 2 here. So I bought these prior to the announcement that Disney made a few weeks ago where they announced that they'd be releasing Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2 on 4K and Blu-ray. So the chances of us getting official copies of Clone Wars Season 7 and The Bad Batch Seasons 1 and 2 just went up. But like I said, for bootlegs, they're actually pretty good quality. Solo, a Star Wars story. This is the Target exclusive variant. And then we have a UK variant there. Star Wars Rebels, Seasons 1 through 4. 1 is missing a slipcover, and it still irks me. Rogue One, that's the Target exclusive 3D version. The Despecialized trilogy of Star Wars, also from OMB Reviews, another giveaway win. I need to reprint this artwork, because it just doesn't look good. The original Star Wars trilogy on 4K. The original Star Wars trilogy in the same set that matches my prequel Blu-ray set. Star Wars The Complete Saga. Force Awakens, that is a sealed steelbook copy that's in a protector. Force Awakens Walmart variant that has BB-8 on the cover. Force Awakens 3D Blu-ray. Last Jedi steelbook. Last Jedi Target edition. Rise of Skywalker Target version, and the Rise of Skywalker Walmart version. And then up here, we got some more stuff. This is a steelbook of the Clone Wars movie. It shouldn't really be here, though, because it's a DVD, but there it is. I have another copy of the Complete Saga that I swear to you, I found this at a Goodwill for like $2. I'm not kidding, man. That's amazing. Like, complete everything. The discs are in great shape. I literally could not ask for a better price for that. Then I got another copy of The Force Awakens. I think this one I kept sealed, maybe? Yeah, that one's still sealed. It's got the holiday slipcover on it. Force Awakens Target version, Robot Chicken Star Wars, and then Lego Star Wars The Padawan Menace. That one does have the figure of young Han Solo in it as well. So the section that's below the Star Wars stuff used to be where the comedies lived, but now it's been switched over to my other superhero stuff, as well as science fiction stuff, I guess. I try to follow a loose theme here, y'all. We got Kingsman, The Secret Service, that awesome premiere edition, or premium edition there. Kingsman, The Golden Circle, The Kingsman, Target exclusive, Punisher and Punisher Warzone on 4K. And we got Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy there. We got Blade. I kind of want to get the 4K of that. I don't know, though. I haven't heard the best things about it. I've heard it's okay. Howard the Duck. That one is one that I should own on 4K just for the laughs. But I've only got the Blu-ray here. Hellboy 2, Sin City, and then Sin City A Dame to Kill For. Kick-Ass 4K. This was on sale around the time of Black Friday for like $5-6. There's no way I wasn't picking that up. Wanted, Ninja Turtles 1 through 3, TMNT, and then the 2 Michael Bay produced ones. Dread, V for Vendetta, The Losers, Watchmen, the 60s Batman movie, Superman, the movie, which looks incredible on 4K, the Batman Anthology, Joker, The Batman, which I love this poster art for this. I'm so glad that the Blu-ray got the crappy poster art and the 4K got this just amazing silhouette poster. I love The Batman. It was my favorite movie of last year, and it looks amazing on 4K. Yeah, I own Green Lantern. What of it? Man of Steel. This one, I like this movie, but this Blu-ray has some significant value for me. It's the first Blu-ray I ever received. It's not the first Blu-ray I ever purchased. That was X-Men Origins Wolverine. But the first Blu-ray I ever owned, Man of Steel. I got this for Christmas back in like 2013, I think. And yeah, I like the movie. It's good, but the Blu-ray holds a special place in my heart. Batman v Superman, and then the 4K version of Batman v Superman. Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Aquaman, Shazam, Birds of Prey, Woman 1984, The Suicide Squad, and the Target lenticular variant of Justice League, the theatrical cut of Justice League. Up here, we got some more random Marvel stuff. Fantastic Four, both of those movies, Daredevil and Elektra, the 2 Ghost Rider films, the 2 Amazing Spider-Man films, 2 Venom films, and then Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I don't have Across the Spider-Verse yet. I'm gonna pick it up soon. Planet of the Apes 5 movie collection, Arrival, 2001: A Space Odyssey, which not only does this look incredible on 4K, it will scare you to death if you are scared of the unknown. The movie portrays space in a very realistic sense, and it ain't Star Wars. Like, space is really scary. James Cameron's Avatar, Atomic Blonde, Minority Report, the new Planet of the Apes trilogy, Star Trek trilogy, including a steelbook there, and then Star Trek motion picture trilogy with Star Trek 2 through 4, because Star Trek 1 is terrible. And now we've come to the final part of this shelf. The action movie section, and also thrillers and a couple other genres mixed in here, but mostly action. I first want to start off with this copy of John Wick Chapter 2. So when John Wick 4 came out in theaters, Lionsgate reprinted John Wick 1, 2, and 3, and they put the various dogs from each of the movies on their covers. The first John Wick has the puppy that dies in the movie. The third John Wick has Halle Berry's dog, and the second one has John Wick's new dog, which just so happens to be a pit bull. If you guys don't know, I have a pit bull. She's amazing. Her name is Leia. You've probably seen her on my Instagram or on my Twitter page. I'm a big advocate for pit bulls being treated fairly and equally among dog breeds, because unfortunately these kinds of dogs have gotten a bad reputation because of a few accidents that have happened because of really bad people who have owned them. And pit bulls really don't get treated that well in Hollywood media as a result of that. So I thought it was pretty cool that they put the pit bull on this front cover here. It's just cool also that John Wick has a pit bull. Like, I don't know why. It's just cool. So yeah, I picked this up from Target, and it's awesome. I love it. So, now we're going to jump in to the actual films here. We'll start off at the top. We have Nobody. There's John Wick Chapter 4, Air Force One, Unstoppable, 3 Days to Kill, The Gentleman, Point Break. That's the original, not that horrible remake. Baby Driver, Pacific Rim, Crank, The Italian Job, and Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne. Next stack, Tremors, Predators, Speed, The Rundown, The Rhythm Section. I picked this up because somebody on Twitter told me that I look like Jude Law from this movie. He's not on the front cover here. Is he on the back? There he is. There's Jude Law. I haven't watched it yet. That was years ago when I picked this up in the Walmart $5 bin. But whoever said that on Twitter, I'm going to watch that someday. It's in my collection. Independence Day, Edge of Tomorrow, all the Fast and Furious movies except for Fast X. I haven't picked that up yet because it's too astronomically expensive. I don't know why companies think that charging $32.99 for a standard 4K is okay. I'm kind of waiting for a Black Friday sale to pick that up. But all the Fast and Furious films right there, Hobbs and Shaw and F9 just by themselves. Then over here in this stack, James Bond. All of the various eras of James Bond. I got all the Sean Connery films, all the Roger Moore films, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, and Daniel Craig. The only ones that I don't have is that Casino Royale movie from like the 60s that has Orson Welles in it for some reason. And then the unofficial sequel from 1980 something that also has Sean Connery in it. I can't remember what it was called. It might have been called Never Say Never Again. I'll throw a picture of it here on the screen, but that one on Blu-ray is like really hard to find. It's unofficial. It's not in any of the James Bond box sets, but it is a James Bond movie, and I'm missing it in my collection. But that's most of it right there. All right, now down here we have the Indiana Jones box set, no longer the complete adventures, because we have the Dial of Destiny now. We got Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. Maverick looks absolutely stupendous in 4K. All three Expendables movies. Expendables 2 is the only one I upgraded to 4K. All of the Mission Impossible movies. I found this box set at a flea market, actually, for like $5. It includes all three of the original Mission Impossible movies. I only owned the first one on Blu-ray, but for $5, I'll own Mission Impossible 2. It's a bad movie, but hey, I'll own it in this box set. And 3, that one's pretty good, so why not? So now I got all of them. This should go without saying, but Mission Impossible 7 is not out on physical media yet at the time of recording this video. It's not coming out, I think, until November. We have a couple 2-packs. Those are 4 of the Dirty Harry films. Got the first one, Magnum Force, The Enforcer, and Sudden Impact. I don't have the Deadpool, I think is the one I'm missing. Here's the Liam Neeson thriller section. Unknown, Nonstop, Run All Night, The Commuter, Cold Pursuit, Honest Thief, and The Marksman. I missed out on Memory and Blacklight from last year. I kind of got burnt out on these, but they're fun movies. Nonstop is fun. I enjoy that one a lot. The Marksman was good, I guess. The Last Stand, Total Recall, all of the Terminator films, including Dark Fate, which I think I can say that one is the worst. Back when I did Season 5 of Home Media Reviews, I rewatched all of the Terminator films, and yeah, Dark Fate is definitely worse than Salvation. But I still kind of enjoy Genesis. All of the Rambo movies, I haven't had the chance to rewatch the rest of those yet when I did Home Media Review Season 5, but First Blood is still great. Die Hard on 4K. Hey, there's my John Wick sets. John Wick 1, 2, and 3. The third one is a Walmart exclusive variant that came with the Adjudicator coin. I don't have the coin still in there. It's somewhere in this room. Saving Private Ryan, quite possibly the greatest war film ever made. Hacksaw Ridge, 1917, another fantastic war film. The Patriot, which is not historically accurate, but it is very fun. I enjoy this a lot. There's a scene towards the beginning of the movie where Mel Gibson kills a bunch of British soldiers with an axe. It's glorious. And then rounding out this shelf, Escape from New York. A Shout Factory release of Escape from New York. A John Carpenter classic action film right there. And now we have the secondary movie stack. These are movies that I plan on watching relatively soon. Some of these titles you may remember seeing in this stack from last year, because I haven't got around to watching them yet. This one, though, is brand new. I just picked this up like a few days ago before I started recording this video. This beautiful fall 4K steelbook that includes an unrated cut of the movie. Coolest part about it is if you take off the slipcover, gotta be very careful here. Look at that. Oh man, look at that. That is just beautiful. I love that so much. This movie is great, and I want to cover it on Home Media Reviews one day. But fall, 4K Steelbook. The Green Mile, another really good movie. That and Shawshank are probably some of my favorite Stephen King adaptations. Operation Fortune, Ruse de Guerre, I think that's how you pronounce that, won that in a giveaway from Odin's Movie Blog. Jaws 2 on 4K. Here's the rest of my Kino Lorber collection. Let me get down here so you can actually see it. We have the original Italian Job starring Michael Caine. I picked that up because Michael Caine recently said that he's retiring from acting. So I wanted to see how he did in that. He was great in the Dark Knight trilogy. Lost Highway, One Good Cop, The Hard Way, a movie I swear is not a porno, Love Slaves of the Amazons. I like weird 50s science fiction films like Forbidden Planet, stuff like that, and this just looked like one of those movies. Joe Kidd, starring Clint Eastwood. Brick, Tropic Thunder, that one's a 4K from Kino. You definitely could not make that movie today, but it's amazing. The Good Liar, Lightyear, Cocaine Bear, Ghostbusters Afterlife, Let Him Go, Bonnie and Clyde, Lawless, and Taxi Driver. As most of you know, I own multiple copies of movies, and I like to only keep one copy out on my shelf, out on my main shelves for people to see. But the extra copies, I store in my TV cabinet. Here are some of those extra copies. We got the Disney Movie Club exclusive variant of Cars on Blu-ray, Expendables 2, my regular Logan Blu-ray, 2-disc version of Iron Man on Blu-ray, Avengers on 3D Blu-ray, look at that lenticular, the Target exclusive variant of Avengers with the bonus disc, also the 3D has a bonus disc too, my original Blu-ray copy of Avengers, my original Blu-ray copy of Avengers Age of Ultron, and then this Target exclusive copy of Jaws, that's a Blu-ray inside of like a VHS case here. So the weird thing about shooting this video over multiple days is sometimes I pick up movies while I'm recording the video. So today I went to Goodwill after work and I found some more movies. So I'm inserting this clip here after the clip about me talking about the movies that were in my TV cabinet, I think. So I just picked these up today. So we got Sorcerer's Apprentice on Blu-ray. Hope and her mom love this movie. Shrek 3D collection, which was only available in like a Samsung television bundle. Only the 3D Blu-rays are included here, but Hope has a 3D TV, so this will be fun to check out. You know what? I own the first two. It was 99 cents. Despicable Me 3, whatever. There's that. And somebody in the comments told me that I need to watch more musicals, so I got The Sound of Music. There it is. So those are all the movies that are stored in my room. Now let's move out here to the hallway, which I have also claimed as my own, and take a look at some of these steelbooks I own. Well, all of the other steelbooks I own, save for a few. But hey, look at this display. It's kind of a mess right now. I've been working on redesigning it. I wanted it to fit around this beautiful AC/DC pop display that Hope got me for Christmas. It's amazing. I love it. And I got some posters. Pirates, Maverick, Batman. But this shelf down here is where the steelbooks are housed. Okay, now I've cleared all of my collectibles off of this shelf, and probably should have dusted, but that's okay. You guys aren't judging me too harshly for that, are you? Here's most of the steelbooks. We'll start over here. We got 310 to Yuma, a Lionsgate steelbook on 4K. 300, American Psycho, another Lionsgate steelbook. Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron. The Back to the Future trilogy. Bad Boys, What You Gonna Do? Bad Boys 1 and 2. Big Hero 6. The Blues Brothers. The other 4 Jason Bourne films, you saw Jason Bourne earlier, but I got these 4 here. These are really awesome. They were Target exclusives back in the day. Captain America Civil War, Catch Me If You Can, Clueless, The Color of Money. I can't remember if this was my first UK steelbook or Lilo and Stitch was. Spoiler alert for later, but this is from the United Kingdom down there. Coming to America, the Die Hard collection. This one with a blank spine is El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. You wouldn't know that, well, if you look on the back, you would know that, but you wouldn't know that from the front or the spine. My guess is why they didn't print the name on the spine is so they could sell this in international markets and not have to change anything. Equalizer 1 and 2. I haven't seen Equalizer 3 yet. I think I'm going to wait for physical media for that. It's kind of run its course in theaters. Galaxy Quest, The Gambler, Gran Torino, Heat, Hellboy. There's the first Hellboy film starring Mr. Ron Perlman. and on 4K. Hulk, The Hurt Locker, another beautiful Lionsgate Steelbook, Jurassic Park, Les Miserables, Lilo and Stitch, Lone Survivor, The Martian, The Matrix, The Meg, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Rocket Man, Rogue One, Sicario on 4K, Space Jam, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Sherlock Holmes 1 and 2. Is Sherlock Holmes 3 coming out? I heard that was in development, but I haven't heard anything else beyond that. Solo, Sonic the Hedgehog, Southpaw, Taken 3 movie collection, another... No, that's not Lionsgate, that's Paramount. But a beautiful steelbook for the Ten Commandments. This isn't a steelbook, but it fits. It's a metal pack. It's a mini-series called Tut, and if you see up there, it's from Spike TV. I haven't watched it yet, but I picked it up at a game exchange for cheap. Up here, you got the Jurassic Park 25th Anniversary Collection Steelbook set. The start of my TV shows on Blu-ray, Stranger Things and Stranger Things Season 2. But both of those are just Blu-ray. Stranger Things Season 1 got a 4K release on physical. I don't remember if Stranger Things 2 did or not. But then here is the rest of the steelbooks. Wonder, now that one is a Lionsgate steelbook, Zombieland 1 and 2, and Zoolander. Because this shelf should look very familiar to you. This is the old movie shelf, the one that used to be in my room where that big brown shelf is now. This smaller brown shelf has moved out here to the hallway. It is below my gorgeous IMAX poster of Avengers that I bought off eBay that I still need to reframe because this just doesn't look right. If we take a look down here, you'll see pretty much the rest of my television shows on Blu-ray, with the exception of one, but we'll talk about that later. If we start over here on this side, we have the complete series of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. That was cheap at Half Price Books, and Hope likes that show. Complete series of Avatar. Complete series of Legend of Korra. America, The Story of Us. I'm a history guy, so I actually watched this in school. And I bought it because I thought it was interesting, and we never finished it. So, yeah, it's a fun show, I guess. If you like history. Terminator, Sarah Connor Chronicles, first season of that. Seasons 4 and 5 of Adventure Time. Seasons 1 through 6 of Duck Dynasty. The first season of Lethal Weapon. First season of Titans and Watchmen. Both of these were like really cheap on like Amazon Prime Day or something. Batman, the complete animated series. And then Batman Beyond, the complete animated series. The Boys, seasons 1 and 2. First season of Daredevil. I'd love to have season 2, but I cannot find that anywhere for a decent price. And season 3 only came out in foreign markets, so that's really expensive to import. Rick and Morty, seasons 1 through 5. First season of the show called Veep. It was cheap at Half Price Books. It was like $3 on clearance, and it stars Elaine from Seinfeld. Apparently it's a political thriller, or like political comedy. So there's that, I guess. I don't know anything about that show. First season of Chuck, another cheap Half Price Books find. The Chosen, season 1. Family Guy trilogy. This is over in the TV shows because Family Guy is a show. I don't know why I need to explain that, but it's the Family Guy Star Wars parodies. This first season of the show called Bored to Death. It's got Ted Danson in it. I like Ted Danson, and it was cheap at Half Price Books. And then Westworld, seasons 1, 2, and 4. I'm still missing 3. When they took that show off of HBO Max, I immediately went out and bought the first season. I never got a chance to watch it, and that's why physical media is so important. If you want to have a chance to watch some of these shows, they could go away at any point. The rest of my television shows on Blu-ray are in this closet. And they're down here. They're right down here. It's literally just Game of Thrones. It's the complete series of Game of Thrones. Seasons 1 through 8 down there. I didn't have anywhere else to put them except on this white shelf here in this closet in the guest room. Speaking of the guest room, that's where we are now. This used to be another collecting room for me, but my parents got a new bed about a year ago, and they moved this one up here. So there's that. And there's some familiar faces. But yeah, this is the guest room, and this is where the rest of the movies are stored. I keep a lot of my movies in this old dresser that came from my great-grandmother's house. This is the animated features drawer. I'm very quickly running out of room because I just keep buying new animated movies. That's a good problem to have, though. So we start up here. You've got the Lego Movie on 4K, the Lego Batman movie, Lego Ninjago movie, Lego Movie 2 on 4K, The Croods, Over the Hedge, How to Train Your Dragon 1 through 3. Oh, well, look who came to say hi. Hi, Rosie. Are you gonna come and do this video with me? We got Kung Fu Panda 1 through 3. There's the other Despicable Me movies, Despicable Me 1 and 2, Peanuts movie, Toy Story 4, Turning Red, Luca, those two are Target exclusives that I got for super cheap, South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, SpongeBob 1 and 2, The Iron Giant, Ron's Gone Wrong, Penguins of Madagascar movie, the Bob's Burgers movie, Pixar short film collections 1 through 3, The Little Mermaid, Hotel Transylvania, Snoopy Come Home, The Aristocats, Shrek 1 and 2, and Puss in Boots The Last Wish, and Soul. Down here we have Springtime with Roo, Celebrating Mickey and Mickey's Christmas Carol. This is a super awesome edition of Bambi. It's a digibook. I'm not sure if it was exclusive to anywhere, but it's part of the Signature collection, but it's really cool. What are you looking at? What do you see? What do you see? This video is very quickly falling apart. I think this was a Target exclusive because it's a storybook. I think it's the story of Bambi, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't watched this movie in a while. I actually don't know if I've seen it all the way through, but it's really cool. Got it for, you guessed it, cheap at Half Price Books. I love Half Price Books. I don't know how many times I can say that in this video, but I love Half Price Books. They are so good to me. I've got The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh there, the newest Winnie the Pooh movie, which I haven't watched yet, Atlantis, 2-movie collection. Stop licking that. Hey, quit licking that. Don't do that. It's gross. Snow White, The Seven Dwarves, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Dumbo. Oh, great. I say Dumbo and there's Rebel. The Lion King, the animated Aladdin, 101 Dalmatians, another Target exclusive, Beauty and the Beast, Coco, Wreck-It Ralph 1 and 2, Raya and the Last Dragon, Frozen 1 and 2, Finding Nemo and Finding Dory, Monsters Inc., Monsters University, Cars 1 through 3. I got Cars and Cars 3 on Steelbook there. Cars 3 is Blu-ray, Cars is 4K, and then Cars 3 on 4K. Cars, Mater's Tall Tales, Incredibles 1 and 2. This beautiful, beautiful 4K Steelbook of Incredibles. I love it so much. Go back in there. There you go. Ratatouille, WALL-E, Inside Out, Brave, Onward, and Scoob. So that is a lot of the animated stuff that I own. The drawer below the animated drawer is this one. This one doesn't really have a theme to it. You'll notice kind of a theme. We got some DC animated stuff in here, and Deadpool photobomb slipcovers, but we'll talk about those in a minute. Hello again, Rebel. Hi, bud. What are you doing? So starting off here, we have the 4K lenticular version of Jaws. Love that so much. This weird shark 4-movie collection I got at a Walmart. These movies I don't think are very good, but it was cheap. We got Sharknado, Shark Night, 47 Meters Down, The Shallows, another lenticular slipcover here, which is amazing. This movie is really underrated, too. I don't hear a lot of people talk about it. This 30th anniversary of Shark Week collection. Can you tell I like sharks? I have a lot of shark movies. Then I got all 5 Purge movies here. American Made, Argo, The Great Gatsby, A Few Good Men. Here's my other Stephen King stuff. Stand By Me and The Shawshank Redemption, The Town, Moneyball, Bad Times at the El Royale, Noah, Beetlejuice, The Great Escape, Uncut Gems, Live by Night, Lord of War, 42, Whiplash, No Country for Old Men, Basic Instinct, man. This movie is so horny. Why are you sniffing that, Rosie? That's gross. Yeah, Victor Frankenstein, Green Book, Just Mercy, Silver Linings Playbook, Dragged Across Concrete, Parasite, The Monuments Men, the live-action Cinderella, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. That is a long title. Christopher Robin, Hocus Pocus. Here's the DC animated stuff. We got Injustice, Superman, Man of Tomorrow, Deathstroke, Knights and Dragons, Superman, Red Sun, Justice League, Dark Apocalypse War, Reign of the Supermen, The Death of Superman, Wonder Woman Bloodlines, Justice League, The Flashpoint Paradox, Justice League, Throne of Atlantis, Justice League, Crisis on Two Earths, Justice League, Gods and Monsters, Thank God, Just Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay, No More Justice League, Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That is... that movie is insane. Batman the Killing Joke, The Dark Knight Returns, both parts, Gotham by Gaslight, Under the Red Hood, Year One, Hush, Batman vs. Two-Face, and The Return of the Caped Crusaders. Another Steelbook here that's out. That's an outlier from the rest of the Steelbook collection, but I think this was Adam West's last performance as Batman before he passed away. So this has it's very special. Teen Titans Go to the Movies, Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. That one I picked up primarily just for the title. Also, Lena Headey is in it, and she's amazing in Game of Thrones. Days of Thunder, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Now we come to the Deadpool photobombs. And these I gotta show in all of their beautiful, beautiful Deadpoolification glory. Yes, I just made up that phrase. We've got Castaway, Predator, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Assassin's Creed, 127 Hours, Revenge of the Nerds, City Slickers, Office Space, The Day After Tomorrow, Edward Scissorhands, and finally, The Devil Wears Prada. And at the end of this, The Social Network. This is amazing, guys, because I can finally say, I've watched all these movies. I watched Devil Wears Prada last year with Hope, and also Edward Scissorhands. Both of those are really good. Yes, I've seen all these movies now. For the last few years, I've had to say, oh, I haven't seen, these last two. But I've seen them all now. I'm so proud of myself. Next to that drawer is a smaller drawer. And that's where, I don't know, movies are. I got Christmas movies down here. That's kind of a small theme there. But up here, I got Pirates 4 and 5. The Disaster Artist. The Sandlot. That's got a really cool retro VHS slipcover there. I think that came from Walmart. The Great Wall. Secretariat. The Gray. We're also known as Liam Neeson Fights a Wolf. Attack on Precinct 13. No, Assault on Precinct 13. That's the remake, not the original by John Carpenter. HD Moods, Trains. Self-explanatory there. The Goonies. Princess Bride. Smokey and the Bandit. 7. The Monsterverse. The only one I own on 4K is Godzilla King of the Monsters, and that one might be my least favorite. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Where the Crawdads Sing. Here's some Christmas stuff. We got Peanuts Holiday Collection, Frosty the Snowman, The Polar Express, Home Alone 1 and 2, Elf, A Christmas Story, Winnie the Pooh, A Very Merry Pooh Year, The Santa Claus, It's a Wonderful Life, Jingle All the Way, You Put the Cookie Down, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, because it's Thanksgiving, it's close to Christmas, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, and Muppets. We got Muppets from Space, Muppets Most Wanted, and then this UK box set of all the other Muppet movies. I don't know why these two are not included in this box set. I think it's because Sony owns the distribution rights to these, because these are Sony Blu-rays. And I think they were only released in Canada, because I don't see any American ratings on these. Like, well, I guess, no, there's a G down there, but I've only ever heard of these being, like, commercially available in Canada. But they are Sony Blu-rays. Like, they're Sony releases, but yet these Disney branded, which makes sense because they own the Muppets. But we got Muppets Most Wanted, The Muppets, Muppet Movie, Great Muppet Caper, Muppet Christmas Carol, and Muppet Treasure Island. For the ones I have seen, Muppets Most Wanted is okay, The Muppets is great, The Muppet Movie is great, Great Muppet Caper is great, Muppets Take Manhattan is alright, and I haven't seen the other ones. Now we move on to this drawer. This one is so full, I needed to put movies on top. Let's take a look here, though. We got Patriots Day, a movie that has been part of the Home Media Reviews logo since the series began, and I still haven't covered it on the show yet. I want to, though, eventually. Steve Jobs, the Superior Steve Jobs biopic. Not that horrible one with Ashton Kutcher. Deepwater Horizon. Sicario, Day of the Soldado. Snowden, an excellent, excellent movie. And The Hustler. Most people don't know that The Color of Money is a sequel to this movie, and this movie is pretty okay. Paul Newman gives a pretty good performance. Haven't watched it in a few years, though. So getting to the movies that were underneath there, we have the only Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies that exist. There wasn't a fourth one. It never happened. Old, Glass, Split, and Unbreakable. Old I bought because it was just so bad, it was so funny. Unbreakable is actually really good, so was Split. I haven't watched Glass yet, but I haven't heard the best things about it. I want to get Knock at the Cabin. That one was really good. Zero Dark 30, Bridge of Spies, Valkyrie, The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then Bigfoot, The Terminal, How to Marry a Millionaire, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Stolen, Passion of the Christ, The Miscongeniality Collection, Dune, Pompeii, We Were Soldiers, Greenland, Scarface, Real Steel, Hell or High Water, Schindler's List, Blade Runner 1 and 2, The Protégé, The Green Knight, Free Guy, The Foreigner, Hedge of Darkness, The Karate Kid, Oz, The Great and Powerful, The Art of Racing in the Rain, The Greatest Showman, Journey to the Center of the Earth, and this documentary called Keepers of the Magic. In the middle, we have The Usual Suspects, Selma, Ad Astra, and Apollo 13. Still have this Lord of the Rings 4K set that doesn't have any artwork. The eBay seller that I bought that from shipped it to me without the artwork. That was a little suspicious, but it's mine now. The Hobbit trilogy, 2 of them were on 3D Blu-ray, and then the regular Lord of the Rings movies, but on Blu-ray, because this is only a 4K set. I need my regular Blu-rays, man. 10 Cloverfield Lane, The Age of 17, First Man, Murder on the Orient Express, this 2-pack of Australia and Walk the Line, Knives Out, Birdman, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Exodus Gods and Kings, Cowboys and Aliens, Logan Lucky, The Fugitive, Need for Speed. That movie is actually not that bad. It's totally telegraphed that Pete is going to die in the movie, and that's not a spoiler because, I mean, you know, but Aaron Paul gives an okay performance in that. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, that one's just mediocre. Pokemon, Detective Pikachu, that one was fun. Rampage, and then the actual best video game movie ever made, Tomb Raider with Alicia Vikander. Don't tell me it's Sonic the Hedgehog, because it's not. True Grit, The Accountant, Escape Plan, Fight Club, Transporter 1 and 2, Face Off, Unhinged, Bad Boys for Life, Drive, The King's Speech, Ford v Ferrari, and all 4 Mad Max movies. And finally, everyone, we've reached the last drawer. And it just so happens to be the smallest one. It has the least amount of stuff in it. So we're going to go through this one pretty fast. We got the rest of my Target exclusive Blu-rays. Lion King live action, Aladdin live action, Thor Ragnarok, which I did a vlog on, picking that up, Maleficent 2, and Avengers Endgame. These 4 here I grabbed on significant clearance. Actually, I don't know. Did I buy Avengers Endgame on significant clearance? Maybe it was just these 3. We'll say it was these 3. Thor Ragnarok and Avengers Endgame I bought at full price. We got Michael Clayton, Killing Jesus, Dying of the Light, Buried, an excellent thriller. It might be Ryan Reynolds' best performance. The Menu, Get On Up, Paul, kind of the unofficial 4th film of the Blood and Ice Cream trilogy, and then I Lied to You. I have 2 more TV shows here. I have Firefly, the complete series, and Jesus of Nazareth, the complete miniseries. Another Shout release. I didn't know that was from Shout, but there's that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to lie. I thought I was done. I forgot about these. And then this cool Alice in Wonderland live-action Blu-ray that's got, like, character cards inside of it. You can switch out the front cover. So, there's that. I found that at a Goodwill. And then, you thought I forgot about it, didn't you? My Toy Story collection. The Toy Box collection. I got Toy Story, Toy Story 2, and Toy Story 3. That thing is just so big, it's hard to find a place to store it. So, folks, that's it. That's every Blu-ray that I own in my collection. Every single piece of physical media. Well, not every single piece of physical media. I didn't show you my DVDs. I got plenty of those. Trust me, plenty of those. I hope you guys enjoyed this first installment of Collection Month. It's always fun for me to go through my collection and talk about various movies that I haven't got a chance to talk to you guys about over on Home Media Reviews. And I may have gotten a couple ideas for this latest season coming out next year in 2024. Thank you all so very much for watching. I'll catch you all next week for another installment of Collection Month. Good night, everybody. Makes me not wanna go out.